Yes, hello everybody. My name is Johannes Forster. I am from the Helmholtz Center of Environmental Research in Germany, Leipzig. And the Ministry of Education and Research in Germany has started the program Sustainable Land Management. And under this Sustainable Land Management program, there are a large number of regional assessments financed all over the world which deal with sustainable land management and the assessment of land use, ecosystem services, and also greenhouse gas emissions related to to the management of land. And as you can see, these different case studies areas, so to say, are spread all over the globe. They have different areas that they cover, so a very diverse range of assessments taking place. And the challenge is really, well, on the one hand, we can assess these all different biomes and regions and different land use strategies under different conditions. But there should be also some knowledge coming out of it which is of general importance and which we can also kind of upscale and see, well, what can we actually learn in terms of general questions that we have concerned around ecosystem services, on the application of the concept. We have a lot of global studies like the Millennium Ecosystem Assessment and also the TEED initiative. And more needs to be done in terms of what knowledge can we actually integrate from the local level into these global strategies and global assessments and vice versa. And for this, the GLUES group was established. GLUES meaning Global Assessment of Land Use Dynamics, Greenhouse Gas Emissions, and Ecosystem Services. So a very broad term, which is describing the research group where I am involved in as a PhD student that is trying to bring this knowledge together from the different regions. And, well, some issues that will be addressed, or since the project started since a year ago, over the coming years, well, there will be trying to get some comparability among the different projects, that the great diversity of projects that are addressed actually can be designed in a way that the information that comes out of the projects is actually comparable and that you can work with them and synthesize them. And then, of course, identify general frameworks and guidance related to land use in general, and also in terms of ecosystem services. And as you've seen, this great range of areas that are covered, there are huge gaps, of course, that you can not really compare a study site in the very far, like Siberian region with a study site maybe in Brazil. But of course, we have also existing knowledge and databases that are already available. For example, the TEED database and other information in order to fill these gaps and kind of see what can you learn and take from the existing knowledge of databases and of already assessments that have already been done, and to fill these gaps and to bring the experience from these local case studies together in order to inform a broader picture. And then, of course, there's this million-dollar question, as Rosemary Portella was phrasing it yesterday, of upscaling ecosystem services and their information and their value from the very local level, which is very diverse, up to a greater, maybe national, international level, and to a global scale. And of course, within GLUES and within this sustainable land management program, we won't solve this million-dollar question, but we hopefully will do a contribution to finding some more common aspects among applying this ecosystem service concept and making it meaningful to decision makers at the national and international scale. And also addressing net effects of land use decisions beyond the local scale, because you can, even at the national level, try to get your land management sustainable, that you kind of see, well, it's you have a certain amount of forests that are kept in place. You have decent wetlands in place. But in the end, if you just move harmful land use decisions and harmful land use actions out into other places, away from the area you're looking at, you're just maybe not reducing the net effect or the net negative effect on global environment. So this is these are some of the goals behind this GLUES project. But of course, it involves an outreach and communication with the stakeholders, which are in this case the projects and the regional, in different regions. And of course, yeah, to work with common data sets and to work with common scenarios that actually the work that is produced by the different projects is comparable. And so the main work areas that are involved in this project is, of course, the communications and outreach part, to have efficient communications between these different projects, to have like a common vision and goals for the stakeholders that are involved, to have common scenarios and models in order to be able to synthesize the knowledge, and to create a common geodata infrastructure which the projects can use to work with, but also which help to better synthesize the knowledge that is generated. These are the different institutes that are involved, for example, U of Z and the Potsdam Institute for Climate Impact Research, Key Earth Institute. So it's a very interdisciplinary project, including social scientists. And this is kind of the structure. This is more the international part, which I've described, where GLUES is involved. This is the national part, where now a whole range of other projects have been financed within Germany and Europe, which then goes together to form a bigger picture. Yeah, so I would like to stop with that. Thank you very much.